morning. I hope you're well. We're exactly a month away from Christmas. Can you believe it? I was reflecting on this year, which in many ways has flown by, and in many ways has dragged on now, to be honest. And one of my reflections was how much media I've consumed. I'm not really into social media outside of WhatsApp, but certainly for me, podcasts, the news, sermons online have been a huge part of this year. And a lot of that has been a real blessing, and with that, one of my reflections is also that I would like to have given out more. You see, what we've received from God, we should be giving outwards. And so often in our materialistic culture, we tend to hold on to things. We hold on to things tightly, and the things that we've been given, we treat as if they were given to us alone. In Ezekiel, in chapter 16 and verses 48 and 49, Ezekiel talks with the people of Israel about the sin of Sodom and Gomorrah. Now, if we ask a lot of people, what the sin of Sodom and Gomorrah was, they'll tell us it was about their terrible sinfulness. But Ezekiel tells us that their sin was that although they had received incredible abundance, they were not generous. He says, "Behold, this was the guilt of your sister Sodom. She and her daughters had pride, excess of food, and prosperous ease, but did not aid the poor and needy." You see, God is the giver of wealth and love and the breath, the air that we breathe. And the sin of Sodom and Gomorrah was that although they had received in abundance, they did not have a generous heart. And if we look around at our society, we have so much, and yet we give so little. And it's not only a spiritual truth in the idea of money. It infects every area of our lives. In Ephesians 5 verse 2, Paul tells the Ephesians, "Walk in love as Christ has loved us." John echoes the same in 1 John chapter 4, and he tells the church, "Beloved, if God has so loved us, we also ought to love one another." And you see here this same spiritual pattern, that love comes in and love should go out. To be in the flow of God is to recognise that we're kind of midpoints, right, for everything that God gives us. Love comes in and love flows out. Money comes in, money should flow out. Grace comes in, graciousness should flow out. Forgiveness flows in, forgiveness should flow out. You get the idea, right? We're not a bank. Sometimes, we see ourselves as a bank of spiritual gifts where we receive God's amazing gift for ourselves and we just store them up. We don't save God's gifts for retirement, when we can live out our days happy for ourselves. We receive these gifts to pass them on and to use them. So if you're anything like me and you're being blessed by the Christian media that you're consuming, I pray that God will give us the opportunities to share with others, even in these lockdown times. And as I talk about Christian media, just remind you this evening of 7 o'clock, tune into the YouTube channel as we continue our studies in Revelation. It's more amazing media for us to consume, but I pray that it will give us even more to give out to those around us. God bless you. Have a wonderful day.